Residential site valuation and cost approach. Page 58. Quiz. Number 1. When the underlying land is more valuable after considering demolition costs than it is with the current improvements, what would the appraiser most likely recommend? A. Determine the present use is the property's highest and best use. B. Recalculate the site value until it is lower than the value of the structure. C. Recommend that the structure be torn down. D. Skip the highest and best use step in the appraisal. The answer is C. Recommend that the structure be torn down. Number 2. If the total market value of a property would be less than the construction costs of a newly built home, what does this mean? A. The appraiser must have made a mistake in the calculations. B. The home should be built regardless of cost. C. The project is not economically feasible. Or D. The site value should be increased to compensate for this. The answer is C. The project is not economically feasible. Number 3. A separate site value is sometimes necessary when determining an opinion of insurance value so that the site value can be A. Added to the insurance value. B. Added to the total market value of the property. C. Subtracted from the improved value of property. D. Subtracted from the replacement cost. The answer is D. Subtracted from the replacement cost. Number 4. When a building has reached the end of its useful life, then A. The building must be completely renovated or torn down. B. The property is likely not at its highest and best use. C. The structure is worth more than the site. D. The site value is worth more than the value of the structure. The answer is B. The property is likely not at its highest and best use. Number 5. A client buys 2 adjacent parcels of land for $20,000 each. The appraisal shows that the combined larger parcel is now worth $40,000. What has occurred? A. Assemblage. B. Frontage. C. Plottage. D. Subdivision. The answer is A. Assemblage. Number 6. A client buys 2 adjacent parcels of land for $20,000 each. The appraisal shows that the combined larger parcel is now worth $50,000, which describes the resulting value increase. A. Assemblage. B. Frontage. C. Plottage. Or D. Subdivision. The answer is C. Plottage. Number 7. A client buys one large parcel of land for $200,000. The appraisal shows it could become 10 lots worth $25,000 each. This is an example of A, assemblage, B, frontage, C, plottage, or D, subdivision. The answer is D, subdivision. Number 8, a fast food chain is looking for a new location. Assuming the cost of the lot is less of a concern than visibility of the business, which of the following lots would you recommend the client choose? A, 100 by 200. B, 125 by 150. C, 150 by 125. Or D, 200 by 100. The answer is D, 200 by 100. There's like a little extra note. It says renew the first number. Number 9. According to USPAP, information used by an appraiser to identify the property's relevant characteristics must be from A, the client in the assignment. B, personal inspections of the property. C, public records on file in the jurisdiction. Or D, sources the appraiser reasonably deems to be reliable. Number 9 is D. No. Yes. Number 9 is D. Sources the appraiser reasonably deems to be reliable. Number 10. An appraiser must identify the characteristics of the property that are relevant to the type and definition of value. And A, the client's objectives. B, consistent with the current improvements. C, intended use of the appraisal. Or D, the value of the property. The answer is C, intended use of the appraisal. Page 59, the cost approach to appraisal, chapter 5. Chapter overview. This chapter introduces the cost approach to appraisal, defines it, and then explains when and why it is used. The differences between replacement cost and reproduction cost are explained with some points about when each is appropriate. The theory of substitution is discussed as it relates to the cost approach and the typical buyer. The theory of contribution is also explored along with an explanation of the laws of diminishing returns and increasing returns. Finally, this chapter discusses specific reasons and uses for the cost approach. Extra note, UR/AR replacement. Check the box. Cost. The dollars needed to develop, produce, or build something. Deficiency. Property element that is less than necessary, interpreted by the market to be unacceptable, or an element that is functionally inadequate. Extra note, falls under functional obsolescence. Depreciation, a loss in value to property for any reason. Physical deterioration, functional obsolescence, external obsolescence. Over improvement, an improvement that exceeds the highest and best use for the site and does not increase the value of the real property in proportion to its costs. Price, the amount asked, offered, or paid for a property. Replacement cost, the estimated cost new of building the functional equivalent a substitute of the original structure, using modern materials and workmanship and current day standards of size, layout, quality, and utility. Superadequacy, a feature of an improvement that is more than is necessary for the operation of the improvement. Under improvement, when property improvements are not sufficient in relation to the highest and best use of the site. For instance, acceptable balance of land and building value. Value, the amount of goods or services offered in the marketplace in exchange for something else.